Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be what I picked up on Blu Ray in 4K recently. But first, I've got three unboxings for you. Okay, so I've got a parcel from eBay, I believe. Now, I think this is a video nasty. Could be wrong, but we'll see. And I have this, if it is this one, I have this video nasty and I've upgraded it, and I'll tell you why. But behind my address, the movie I've got is, yes. Top 6 Zombies. I do have this movie already. I was gifted it by my good friends Paul and Rich from Brum Horror on Instagram. So this is a section 1 of the video nasties list. And I had such a good time with this movie, I thought, is there another version on here on Blu-ray? And there was one. And according to what I read, it looks like this has been extensively remastered. Now this one is a great release. And it's, as far as I can tell, it is the full uncut version. But I did some research and I found that this one, released by Massacre Video, is a pretty good Blu-ray. Now, I thought, is there a slip on this? And there is a slip on it. And this was £22.50 posted. Good price, I felt. And this is the US release. It might be section 1. It might be region 1. So I'll check that one out. Obviously, I'll come back at the end of this video, whatever video it's on. Oh, hey. It just shows you that the seller knew what they were doing. Absolutely brilliant. This one is also called, here's an alternative cover for you. Nice alternative cover. I might swap this one over. Even though I love this cover. Toxic Zombies is a good name for this movie. It's known as Forest of Fear. That is the title that the UK market knows it as. But I think I'm going to swap this over and have both of the covers. Now, Blood Eaters, funny enough, even though Toxic Zombies is a good title for it, Blood Eaters is probably the closest one to it, because these people who are, has it got a synopsis on the back that I can read? A dangerous drug war devolves into chaos. Devolves, what a name, what a word. Into chaos when a clash between federal agents and backwoods pot farming hippies leads to deaths on both sides. Hoping to end things quickly, the feds decide to spray the farm with an untested herbicide, turning everyone who touches it into murderous mutant cannibals. Now the survivors of their gore-strewn rampage must band together and try and make it out alive. It has been newly scanned in 4K from multiple 35mm elements, so that sounds like it is going to be a good picture quality on there. Disc is in perfect condition. Yeah, so I'll be sending some good feedback to this seller who updated me all the way through this process. Yeah, they do eat a lot. These zombies, when they go for people, they do like to drink their blood, and other things. Now, honestly, I had such a good time in this movie. Really did. I wasn't expecting to have such a good time with it. I thought it'd be good. I thought it'd be sort of, usual cheesy schlock. But it was much more than that. I found the characters to be so entertaining that most of them couldn't act at all, but a few of them are quite good actors, and there was some really strange bits. There's a lot of fun to be had with this movie. Should it have been banned? Well, it's pretty gory, I'll tell you that much. There's a lot of gore in it, and it's quite good. And this one doesn't have any special features on it, but this one does seem to have quite a lot in it. You get an interview with actor Claude Scales, who I imagine is in this movie, and an interview with cinematographer David Sperling. So what I'll do is, at the end of this video, I will go and I will check out this quality and I'll tell you what it looks like compared to the other one, which was, quite a good, I would say this is like VHS quality, but it's still a nice version and a lovely cover as well. And I've got to thank Paul and Rach for getting in touch with me and sending me this one, because I was able to watch this movie and to realize how good this movie was. Will it get a UK release? Well, this one has just been released this year by this company, Massacre Video. So I'll be surprised if they would release this with anybody else. They might go in a partnership with somebody like 88 or Arrow. In my opinion, this is a really good movie, and I'm really happy to add this to my collection on Blu-ray. So thanks once again to Paul and Rach for sending this to me and enlightening me on this absolutely great movie. That's Forest of Fear, Toxic Zombies, or Blood Eaters. So I've got two packages here, one from eBay and one from Australia. I'll open the Australia one second because I'm really interested to see what that is. I haven't got any idea what it is, but I know who it's from. Anyway, this one was from eBay. And what I did was I was looking through eBay just for things in general, and I thought to myself, I need to get a few things, a few Hammer titles that I haven't got. So I thought I'd have a look for this one. And it was on for, I believe, 6.99 or 7.99. So I waited till the end and I put a bid on for about £15. And actually it came up as you've won this bid for 7.99. And I thought there was one on for 7.99 and I won it for 7.99. But anyway, that's what I got it for, 7.99. And it came through really quick, good response from the eBay seller, which is what he wanted at the end of the day, just someone being nice and friendly. So the main thing I wanted to get this one was I wanted to get it with a slip because you can still get these ones in the shops, maybe sometimes in CEX, but you cannot get them as slips usually. Well, not this one anyway. I wouldn't care. I saw this one loads of times when I finally went to get it. The age-old story. You go to get it and you can't get it with a slip. Right. Oh, it's still sealed. My God, didn't think it was. So what I got sealed for about $7.99 is 1,000,000 years BC. Look at that. Still sealed. $7.99. This is the one it was a bit tricky to get. It's one of them ones where, yeah, you go and say, right, I'm going to get that one. I'll get that one down the line. It'll be out for quite a while. And of course, when you go to get it, got a little bit of damage there, but that's not really going to cause any problems, especially not the shells, especially for the price you've got as well. And it's not even opened. So I don't know what this one looks like at all, but I would imagine all the other Studio Canal Blu-rays with Hammer look exceptional. So I've no doubt that this one will look good as well. The reason why I probably put this one off is because it's probably got a lot of stop motion photography in it. I thought, well, it'll take the quality down a bit, so I'll just hang on fire on that one, of course. Well, I shouldn't have done, should I? But I saw this loads of times on the TV, and of course with the really sad passing of Raquel Welch as well. It's a bit poignant, but yeah. So I will at the end of this video, whatever video this is coming off, I will put this. I think it'll probably be a pickup video because I haven't done a pickup video for quite a while. I've got a stack of stuff to show. I'll probably have to split in that quite a few ones. So yeah, so that's another one down. And I do think I've only got two left with the slipcovers on them to get with the slipcovers versions of them on Studio Canal, I believe. So that's 1,000,000 years BC. Now this one here from Australia, it's come from my good friend Josh, and he's got a channel, Josh Fulsey Fan 101. I'll leave a link down to his channel down below. He's got an amazing collection, especially for pre-certs. He loves his Fulsey stuff. He loves his band horror stuff. And when you take a look through I'll leave one of his videos where it goes through his collection. He's got a room that's stuffed full with stuff. The videos, you have like a version of a video or a movie, and you put like, he's got the VHS, he's got the pre-cert, he's got everything to do with that movie if he's a fan of it, especially the Fulci stuff. So he got in touch with us and said he would like to send us a DVD here. So I'm going to open this one. That's all I know. It's a DVD that he says things I would love. And he's a good judge of character because I'm a big fan of the stuff that he collects as well. So I'll get this open. And when he sent it, it's come really quick as well. I've got someone else from Australia, which no, it's not going to be on this video, but that come really quick as well. Usually think of things coming from Australia taking forever, but they don't these days, which is pretty good, isn't it, really, considering where it is in the world. And I don't know if right, there's a note in here, I'll read the note. Hey, John, what you have here is okay, I've heard of it. Wow. This movie is very heavy in horror themes, gore and violence, and remains one of my all-time favorite Euro horror films. Shot on location in the Swiss Alps and constantly filmed via Steadicam, this film, in my opinion, is a surrealistic piece of horror cinema, and only the Italians could do it. Yeah, I agree with that. John, please enjoy this DVD edition from my French distributor, Uncut Movies. This will no doubt be a great addition to your collection. Enjoy, Joshua. Well, Josh, this will be. So the movie from Josh, aka Josh Fulci Fan 101, link down below to his channel, is sent is Evil Clutch. Now, this is a movie that our trauma video distributing. This is a nice DVD actually. So I know this movie's like late 80s, 1988. This is a movie that you always hear about, Evil Clutch. You really do. And I'm going to get into this one and just show you what's inside it. I can't believe that Josh has sent me this unopened as well, because it does say on the bottom of here, it says edition collectors limited. I'd imagine that's what it says, to 1,000. So you can see that there. So this would be 1,000 worldwide. I don't know when this was actually released. It is 1988, 2006. Well, and it's region 2 as well. So I would say this is quite a collectible edition. And I want to thank Josh once again for thinking of me and sending this across to me. I would read what this movie is about, but obviously I don't really know French. I know a petite amount. There you have it just there. I think I see a great little bit of artist. It's a movie that, if I'm honest, I don't think I've ever seen for sale in the UK at all. This is a movie, like I say, we've talked about quite a few times, me and John Hall, when we talk about just movies in general. We talk about Italian horror films and Italian horror films that we might have missed out on. So I didn't read this bit out because it would have told you what it was. What you have here is a 1988. You put it there. I'm saying looking for 1988. Italian Evil Dead Demons spin-off under the title Evil Clutch. So yeah, you're looking at Evil Dead Demons vibe. So I want to thank Josh once again for this. Like I say, on the end of these videos, I'm going to tell you what I think of these movies, picture quality wise. I'll probably put some screenshots on of them as well. We seem to be working out quite well. Me taking these photographs, I usually try and take them at night because I get a better sort of picture. If I take them during the day, then you can see stuff in the room. You can see reflections of paintings, pictures and stuff like that. So I try to do them on the night time so you get a bit more of a better representation of what they look like. So thanks once again, and I'll come back at the end of this video and I'll tell you what I think of this video quality. So cheers, Josh. You played a blinder there, mate. So first up is Bloody As, or Toxic Zombies. I've got to thank Paul and Rach once again for sending this to me and making me see how good a movie this is. So I watched this fully again and I had such a blast with this movie. I just love everything about it. Now, this said it's a brand new 4K restoration. Now, you remember the 4K restorations in these lot here. I don't say that I haven't done a 4K restoration of it, but I haven't tidied the print up whatsoever. But I don't really mind that because these movies here, they look like trash, even though they have been 4K remastered. And I like them actually, how they look like that. And this one looks exactly the same. If this one came out in this form, it would be brilliant. Even though there's tons of dirt on this movie, at times it looks really sharp. And also, as I mentioned in one of my Video Nasties live streams with Nige, the director and the star in this movie, Charles McCran, was unfortunately killed in the September the 11th, the Twin Towers, which is such a sad thing to hear. On the extras in here, one of the actors does say that Charles McCran had a office directly where one of the planes hit, I think the first plane. So you just couldn't imagine it, could you? But for me, this movie is such a low budget horror romp. That's bloody as. Next up is Evil Clutch. This movie does look like an Evil Dead movie. It's got that sort of, it's very much in the woods as well. So, yeah, I'm quite interested to see this one. And I want to thank Josh once again for sending this across to me. And I'll leave a link down to his channel, as I've mentioned before. And any movie that looks like an Evil Dead movie, when it comes from Italy, is a winner for me. So that's Evil Clutch. Next up is 1 Million Years BC. I'm tempted to sing the Misfits song, but I won't. Now, this is from Studio Canal, and you know when Studio Canal is involved with the remastering of a Hammer movie, you know, we're in for a treat. This movie looks absolutely spectacular. What I'm going to have to do is go back to my Hammer horror over there and see which ones I haven't watched and check them out. So that's one that would be high on the list of the Hammer rewatches, and that's 1 Million Years BC. So as usual with my homemade screenshots, I'll take you through what I've bought in the last couple of weeks. Actually, I've got a lot more than I'm showing here, and I'll have to go through them systematically because I couldn't show you the whole lot in one go because this video would be absolutely massive. So first up, I've been after this movie for such a long time. I kept looking in HMV to see if it would come down in price on 4K, and it wasn't. It was still a really high price. So I saw the Blu-ray for sale in CEX for £8. So I picked up Transformers, the movie. Now this is a one that I've seen on the shelves loads of times and thought to myself, I would love to see this movie and just see what I make of it. This type of movie after all these years, because I used to watch things like this, well, more like Battle for the Planets. Was it Battle for the Planets or Battle of the Planets? You know what I mean? I used to love all the stuff like that. I used to get the things like the Planet of the Apes and the Star Trek cartoon series. If I watch this movie and I like it and I find out that the 4K is much of an improvement on this one, I will upgrade. But at the moment, it's got to come down in price. It's got to be in a sale for me to pick this up. So I checked this out, and actually on Blu-ray, this movie looks really good. I think this movie's round about, I'm going to say 1985, something like that, and it looks really good on Blu-ray. So I'm quite interested to see if this movie will appeal to me now. That's Transformers, the movie. Next up, I've got Conga. This is released on Network. Real shame about Network finishing. That was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it? Now, funny enough, you get this one here, because when I saw this one, I thought I want to get this one. I had to pay full price for 15 quid, but with Network closing down, I thought, will these movies get like ultra hard to find? So I wanted to get this one. Of course, the minute I pick this one up, you hear there's going to be a 4K release. And I imagine the 4K will look amazing. This one, actually, I didn't think this was in colour, but it is in colour. And I've got to say that the Blu-ray on this one looks absolutely stunning. So I can imagine this looking amazing on 4K. Get a booklet there as well. This is kind of like the British answer to King Kong. That's Conga. Next up, the two for £15 sale in HMV on 88 films. So that shows you how long ago this was picked up, probably about a month ago. I got Killer's Moon. Now, this is a movie that I've already got. And I remember watching it, I thought it was pretty good. This movie's from 1978. And I saw this come out in this edition. I thought, well, will I get it? I don't know. It's actually, I don't know if you can see that. That's I love it when I do that. Yeah, that's a nice little touch that. They don't have to do it, but they do. Because you get this lovely slipcase and you get this alternative art, nice and sort of exploitational, I find. Get a brilliant booklet in here. But this movie here has extras on. The other disc, the other version, I think it was Kaleidoscope put it out. That had no extras on it, but this has got quite a lot of extras on here. And it's also been remastered as well. And I can tell you that the remaster on here does really improve the picture quality over the previous release. So once again, 88 to come up trumps. And this movie, as you can see, the gang there looked like something out of Clockwork Orange, and that was intentional, I believe. And I need to watch this one again because I remember watching it and quite enjoying it, but I need to sort of go back to it with fresh eyes. So that's Killer's Moon. So the other movie I got in the two for £15 sale is Flying Guillotine 2. Another amazing edition from, oh, that's number 36. There you can see, yeah, you can see them there. You can put it on like that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Or you can put it in that way, and that matches up with those ones there. Yeah. As always, you get an amazing booklet in here. I love these traditional martial arts movies. They're really sort of of another time. This one here, you get a poster as well. Nice original art there. And there's a newly commissioned art. As always, a beautiful release, and this line of Asian cinema is absolutely brilliant. If you ever think about getting some, I do urge you to pick them up because they're all absolutely amazing movies. That's Flying Guillotine Part 2. So then, round about a month ago, I actually went to the Metal Centre with my good friends Nige, aka Rock God 2004, and Sam Glendinning. Of course, we had our regulation coffee break of about 3 hours in Costa. Had a great time, just a great time to chat to people about movies and everything. And then we went to HMV and CEX and what it was much about. I put a link to Nigel's video down below of when we met up actually, because he's got some footage on his video. It's worth a watch. Very funny. First of all, on CEX, went to CEX and HMV, and then CEX I picked up for £6 the Medusa Touch, another network classic. Now, this is a movie that's always intrigued us. it's one of those ones where you keep hearing about it and you keep seeing it on TV, never really see it. I don't think I've actually watched this, but this is about this fella here who can, has got, well, he's got a gift of telekinesis and he can make things happen. He can make planes crash and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how this one goes. You can see how the sort of the beats are in this movie, but how far does this movie go when it's talking about this fella's Medusa touch? And when I put it on, as I know with most of the stuff on network, it looks absolutely spectacular on this disc. So a nice little interesting movie from 1978. That's the Medusa touch. Also, I saw another movie there that I was really interested in. It's one of those ones, I know this has been remade 4 times. The latest one was absolutely brilliant. Probably one of the best video movies I've seen for quite a long time. So for £2, I got The Star Is Born, the Judy Garland one, and James Mason's in here as well. Big fan of James Mason. And I don't think it's got any extras on here, but it is 3 hours long. So I was like, what? But I will watch it, and it's going to be watched in 2 parts. I can tell you that much for nothing. So this film must be shot in Super Panavision because the black bars are massive on this movie, and the picture is so wide. Now this one, so when I looked at it, I thought this is going to look really, really nice. Going to get the vibrant color. It's got the Super Panavision. It's going to look absolutely pin sharp. It looks good, but not as good as I thought it was going to look. Sadly, the colors in here are amazing, but the actual sharpness of the movie is not what I was thinking. So maybe they haven't got the original negatives for you. So the picture quality isn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it still looks like an intriguing watch when I've got 3 hours to spend in it. So that is The Star Is Born. So then what a shot. Hello, you've got the boss. Bye now. Bye. Well, I had to call myself the boss because no one else does. So, next up, we went to HMV and I was talking to Sam and we're just talking about this and that. And I've come across a movie that I've been after seeing since I heard about it. I had one of these old horror books and this movie was in here and the sort of face in this thing was on the picture it had in black and white. Really frightened us. Well, not frightened us, creeped us out. And I thought, I've got to see this movie. Now, I'm kind of glad I didn't see this movie at the time because I would have absolutely hated this movie. And when I've watched it now, I thought it was brilliant. It's one of the best things I've seen recently, and the picture quality in it is absolutely stunning. So it is, of course, Phantom of the Paradise. I've swapped the art around here actually, and yeah, I don't really like that newly commissioned art. Didn't really speak to us, so I've got the original art on there. Get a thing here for horror. I don't know, I think that's an online thing. So this movie, like I say, it's a bit like Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I couldn't stand when I first saw it. I was on the cinema, I went to see it, I thought, oh, this is going to be great, at the cinema down the road. And after 5 minutes, I thought, what? It's a musical. It's sort of like I didn't know what to make of it. So I just left and I didn't watch it for a lot of years. But going back to it recently, it took us a long time to get into Rocky Horror. But once it clicked with us, I think it's a great movie. Now this one here, I would have feel it would have went the same way. I would have, if I'd watched it back in the day, I wouldn't have liked it one bit. So I'm glad that I've waited. I've waited so long for it. And this movie came out in 1974, and it's such a really odd movie because it does say on the back or in the making of it, it does say you'll never see a movie like it, and you don't actually. I can't think of any movie that's actually like this. Now it's really this Phantom of the Opera. That's what it is, but it's this sort of they've done this like update. This like it's one 1974 update. This bloke who's done loads and loads of great songs. Well, the songs aren't that great, although one of them is really good and they're not really memorable. I hadn't heard any of the songs before. It's not as if with Rocky Horror you've heard a lot of their songs and you've never really heard any of these songs. But it's also got Jessica Harper in here, who was in Suspiria. This was her first film, and actually, as you can see from the screenshots, some of the colours in here are very Suspiria-like. This movie for me would be an excellent double bill with Rocky Horror Picture Show, even though this came out a year before it. But yeah, it's got loads of makings of and all that. So I'm going to get into them, but they're really long, like hours and a half and hours. So tons of stuff, and I'm really really, I'm eager to find out a little bit more of the story behind this. But I'm so glad I really wanted to see this. I watched it straight away. And I was just so blown away by how good it looked. I never thought this one would look that good. But that's one of these things when you go back to the original negatives, you can really like bring some stuff out of it. And it's this could make an easily make a great 4K. So that's Phantom of the Paradise. So speaking of 4Ks, lastly I got for 14.99 from HMV Croupier. Now it was weird because I was talking to Sam again. I was looking at the Blu Ray of this, which was 11.99. I was quite on the fence with it because I thought I really do want to see this movie. I didn't really know there was a 4K of it. So when I was looking through the 4Ks, I was going to go back for the Blu-ray of this. Imagine if I got that. And this one was there, and I thought, hang on, £15 for this. Is this right? And I looked, there was a 4K as well, and I thought, I can't believe this is actually at the £15 mark. So it weighs a ton, this one. So I picked it up, and for some reason, I watched it straight away as well. It's the same with Phantom of the Paradise. I just had to, I don't know, I'd never really heard of this movie, although I heard of all the stars. And I thought, what is this movie like? And it's kind of like if you imagine a noir film, like a modern day noir. And it's got some great stuff in here. It's got this huge booklet in here. Now, this fella here was played by Clive Owen, and you get your 4K and your Blu-ray, and you do get in here, you get this. That's a movie coming out, whatever that one is, and you get a double-sided poster as well. That's the new art. That's the original art, and also this really nice booklet. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this booklet, but it's very pertinent to the story. This guy here, he's an author, and he's having a lot of problems trying to come up with a story for his book. And his dad gets in touch with him and says, "I know you're a croupier. I used to be one. Will you do that again? Just make some money out and put you in touch with this fella." So he goes to this guy here, and it's he goes to this guy, and the guy says to him, "Let's see what you can do." And you see him. I don't think it's his hands, but you see him doing all the things with all the cards out and the stuff where you have the chips and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to say I'm a card wizard or something like that, but I like messing about with card tricks and stuff like that. So I was just fascinated by the whole thing. So, but the picture quality on here, especially with the colours in the casino and also the colours on the tables and that type of things, they do look absolutely amazing. There's River Song from Doctor Who. The film itself, I found to be a really good movie. These noir films, even though you probably don't know anything about them, they usually are they've got really good storylines with them. And I found myself having a blast with this movie. And I can't recommend this movie enough. Also, the picture quality in here is one of the best picture qualities I've seen, especially for a late movie, in these times. And it's funny as well, you see movies here that it's like a 15, and you see some of the things that are in this movie, and you think it's amazing what they can put in a 15 these days. And you just think these would have definitely been 18s back in the day for what you see. But you get loads and loads of special features which I haven't got into yet. With Arrow doing a lot of stuff with noir films, I get it now. I get it, the fact that they went to this film because it's a modern day noir. Even though it was made in 1989, I think it was. It's just got everything going for it. So if you do see this again in a sale for £15, I urge you to pick this one up because this movie is quite an eye opener as well, and it's got a great storyline and a great picture. So that's Croupier. So anyway, thanks for looking through all this stuff for me. The rough cut here is about 45 minutes long. I hope that this video is not going to be that long for you. But anyway, thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.